The air inside the Dublin Gallery is hushed, a gentle quiet that seems to hold its breath. Soft, directed light falls from the high ceiling, illuminating a series of modern works. A small group of tourists, their coats still damp from a light May rain, moves with a hesitant rhythm. They pause before a series of large silhouette paintings, their whispers barely audible against the low, ambient hum of the building. One visitor leans toward another, their words a soft murmur, their eyes wide with surprise and uncertainty. A deep, gentle voice might ask in this moment, a question that hangs in the air like dust motes in the light. Why are visitors so often shocked, while the locals barely seem to react? This initial question is not one of judgment, but of gentle inquiry. It is the beginning of a story told in the quiet spaces between people and the art they observe. The tourists are not being rude or unsophisticated. They are simply carrying their own worlds into this calm, teal-toned space. Their reactions are a map of their cultural landscapes, their personal histories with art, modesty, the human form. The slight stiffening of a shoulder, the quick, almost nervous glance away, the fumbled reach for a phone that is then lowered without taking a picture. All are small, telling gestures that reveal unspoken rules and expectations from thousands of miles away. Let us look closer at the art itself, for it is the silent catalyst for these varied human reactions. The gallery is dedicated to contemporary Irish artists who explore the body not as an object of desire or provocation, but as a study in form, shadow, existence. The silhouette paintings are stark and beautiful, showing the simple, unadorned outline of a human figure against a muted background. There are no features, no expressions, only the pure, undeniable shape of a body in space. These works do not shout for attention. They invite quiet contemplation, asking the viewer to consider the line of a shoulder, the curve of a spine, the simple fact of human presence. Elsewhere in the room, smooth body-form sculptures rest on low, unassuming plinths, carved from pale stone or cast in cool, dark bronze, shapes of profound honesty. One sculpture might capture the weight of a hand resting on a knee, another the graceful arc of a back as it bends. The surfaces are often polished to a soft sheen, inviting the light to play across them, revealing subtle contours and gentle transitions. A smooth, abstract sculpture of a human torso, carved from white marble and lit from the side in a modern gallery with dark teal walls. The artists speak in simple, direct terms. One plaque might explain that a series of paintings is about memory and the shadows we leave behind. Another might describe a sculpture as an exploration of the way light and form interact to create a sense of peace. The language is respectful, academic, and deeply thoughtful. The art is presented not as a challenge to modesty, but as a continuation of a long and venerable tradition. The study of the human figure as the ultimate vessel of expression, emotion, and life itself. The artists strip away personality, clothing, and context to get at something more fundamental. They ask us to look at the body as we might look at a landscape, a weathered stone, or the intricate pattern of a leaf, to see a familiar shape anew, free from layers of cultural meaning. Now, let us turn our gaze back to the visitors, observing the small, almost imperceptible signs of their inner turmoil. A young couple stands before a life-sized bronze. They lean close, whispering. Their faces show fascination and slight embarrassment. The man shifts his weight from one foot to the other. His hands find their way into his pockets. The woman raises her phone as if to take a picture, only to pause. Then she lets her hand drop. Their eyes dart around the room, checking to see how others are reacting. We see other small tells. A middle-aged man walks past with his eyes fixed straight ahead, then glances back over his shoulder when he thinks no one is looking. A group of friends might erupt in a sudden muffled laugh, which quickly subsides into awkward silence. This is not mockery, but a coping mechanism. The discomfort is not loud or dramatic. It is a quiet, flickering thing, visible only in the quick, unguarded moments before social conditioning composes the face into a mask of polite interest. These reactions are fascinating because they are so deeply human. They reveal the powerful grip of cultural norms on our basic behaviors. For many visitors, the public display of the nude feels like a transgression of privacy and modesty, reserved for the most intimate of spaces, not for a brightly lit public gallery. The sudden encounter creates cognitive dissonance. The body responds, a blush, a fidget, an averted gaze. Even the simple act of looking becomes charged with meaning. How long is it acceptable to look? Where is it appropriate to direct one's gaze? In the gallery, such questions become paramount. The tourists are not just looking at art. They are navigating a complex, unfamiliar social terrain. Their hesitation is not disapproval, but careful, conscious thought. Learning the rules of a space where boundaries between public and private are gently redrawn. In stark contrast to the visitors' subtle dance of discomfort, the locals move through the gallery with an air of quiet familiarity. An older woman pauses before a sculpture, head tilted in thought. She offers a small, appreciative nod and continues on her way. A young art student sits on a bench, sketching in a notebook. His focus is on lines and shadows. Nudity is incidental. His concentration is absolute, calm, purposeful.
A mother and her young child move through the gallery. The child points at a painting and asks a simple question. The mother kneels, speaking in a low, steady murmur. That's a painting of a person's shape. The artist is showing us the beautiful lines of the body. There is no shame, no evasion, only a simple, honest answer.
For them, the gallery is a classroom, a place of learning and aesthetic appreciation. In Ireland, as in much of Europe, the nude has been central to art for centuries. Classical sculptures fill national museums. Life drawing classes run in community centers. The nude is seen as a symbol of humanism, a subject for anatomical study, a canvas for artistic expression. This long history creates a shared visual literacy, letting people see past nudity to art. Locals' quick glances and gentle smiles are not shock, but the quiet pleasure of the familiar. Appreciation is subtle, internal rather than performative. They don't whisper or stare because the art doesn't challenge their worldview. Instead, it affirms it. It's part of their shared heritage, a thread in the cultural tapestry. Their calm passage is a silent testament to art and the body coexisting publicly, without shame or sensationalism. What we see here is fluency, a culture that has room for the aesthetic nude, and viewers who read beyond the surface. The difference in reactions between tourists and locals is a beautiful illustration of how culture shapes our perception. It is not that one group is right and the other is wrong. They are operating from different sets of invisible rules. In many cultures, particularly in parts of North America and Asia, there is a strong emphasis on bodily privacy. Public life is generally a clothed affair, and the nude is relegated to private, often sexualized contexts. Television, movies, advertising are heavily censored, making the unadorned body a rare, startling sight. Conversely, many European cultures, including Ireland's, have a more relaxed attitude toward the body in non-sexual contexts. Nudity in art, on certain beaches and in spa facilities, is not considered scandalous. This is rooted in a long history that separates the aesthetic or natural body from the sexualized body. Children grow up seeing classical statues in public squares and Renaissance paintings in textbooks. Early exposure normalizes the human form. The eye learns to see beauty, strength, and vulnerability, not just desire or shame. For a tourist from a society with strict privacy norms, the art can feel like a violation of an unspoken social contract, bringing something profoundly private into a public space, triggering learned responses of shame or impropriety. For the Irish local, the art is not breaking a rule. It is participating in a well-established tradition. They possess a visual fluency that reads intent, the study of form, the exploration of light, the expression of an idea, without getting stuck on the surface-level fact of nudity. The gallery is not a place of transgression but of contemplation, continuous with the world outside its doors. To understand the moment of shock, we can look to simple psychology. The human brain is a magnificent pattern recognition machine. From a young age, it learns to predict the world based on repeated experiences. Cars stop at red lights, birds sing in the morning, in public, people wear clothes. These patterns create safety and order. When something violates a deeply ingrained pattern, like a life-size nude sculpture in a public room, the brain's novelty detection circuits fire. A small internal alarm says, "Attention, something is different here." This can raise the heart rate, color the cheeks, and create a brief disorientation. The orienting response, pausing normal activity to assess the unexpected. It asks rapid questions. Is this a threat? Is this safe? What are the social rules here? What am I supposed to do? Culture interprets the alarm. Where nudity links to shame or danger, it feels like impropriety. Where norms are open, it becomes curiosity or surprise. The initial biological reaction is the same. The meaning attached is different, shaped by years of cultural learning. Novelty forces us from automatic prediction into conscious evaluation. The tourists are engaged in psychological recalibration. Their brains update a model. In this place, at this time, it is normal to display and view art like this: surprise, contemplation, and for some, the beginning of a new understanding. The journey for many visitors does not end with the initial shock. It becomes a subtle transition. The first stage is discomfort, averted eyes, a desire to move on quickly. The art feels like a social hurdle, something to navigate, not enjoy. Main concern: avoid embarrassment. Perform the role of a good tourist. Focus on wall text, the artist's name, anything but the central form itself. But then, a hook keeps them there. The sheer beauty of the object, the way light falls on polished stone, the elegant simplicity of a painted line. Or seeing a local, a mother calmly explaining it to her child. That small social proof changes things. Their initial reaction might not be the only one. This is the pivot. Discomfort becomes curiosity. The question shifts. Should I be seeing this? To, what am I supposed to be seeing here? Curiosity prompts action. The visitor steps closer. No longer avoiding, they engage. They read more carefully. They listen to an audio guide or quietly observe an art student sketching. Now, they seek context. The nude loses its charge of transgression. It becomes a puzzle to be solved. They start to see the lines, the shapes, the textures, the artistic elements the local viewer saw first. Finally, curiosity turns into understanding, or appreciation. The artwork clicks, not a naked body, but a study in vulnerability, a symbol of humanity, a masterpiece of form. The emotional journey is complete. Discomfort gives way to a quiet sense of awe, a feeling of having seen something new and meaningful, and a small sense of gratitude for a wider way of seeing. Art, at its best, is a conduit for human stories, and the works in this gallery are no exception. To deepen our understanding, we might listen to the voices of those involved. I once spoke with a sculptor, an older woman with hands weathered by stone and clay, whose work was featured in a similar exhibition.
When I carve a figure, I'm not thinking of a naked person. I'm thinking of my mother's hands, how they held things. I'm thinking of the way my friend stood when he was tired. I'm carving the memory of a posture, the weight of a life. The stone holds these stories for me.
Her words offer a profound shift in perspective. For her, the human form is a language, a vocabulary of shapes that express emotions and ideas beyond words. The curve of a back, a story of burden. A standing figure, a story of grace. The gesture of a hand, a memory of comfort, a memory of loss. When we begin to see through her eyes, the initial shock of nudity recedes, replaced by empathy for the stories held within the form. We are no longer looking at a body, but at a vessel of human experience. Imagine a tourist who has just completed that journey.
At first, I honestly didn't know where to look. It felt intense. But then I saw this one piece, a simple silhouette of someone sitting, and it reminded me of my grandfather, how he used to sit by the window in the evenings. Suddenly, it wasn't about nudity at all. It was just about him. It was surprisingly emotional. I've never had an experience like that in a gallery before.
The fundamental difference in perception comes down to language, not the spoken word, but the visual language of the body. In cultures where the body is heavily censored and privatized, its public appearance speaks a language of sexuality, transgression, and shame. A loud, singular message. The body's vocabulary is narrowed, triggering conditioned responses before other meanings can emerge. In a more open context, the body speaks many dialects: athletics and health, classical beauty and humanism, vulnerability and aging, anatomical science, pure aesthetic form. A fluent viewer distinguishes a body for titillation from a body for study, as easily as a love poem differs from a medical textbook. The gallery becomes an immersive language lesson. At first they know only one word: nudity as taboo. Then they notice the soft light, the contemplative viewers, the artist's statement, learning the focus on line, on form. Each clue adds a new word to their visual vocabulary, allowing a more complex interpretation. Understanding expands. They realize the body is not a monolith, but a versatile symbol of countless ideas and emotions. They leave not just with a memory, but with the beginning of a new fluency. The body can speak in whispers as well as shouts, of quiet dignity as well as loud desire. This expanded understanding is a quiet, gentle gift. As the day ends and the gallery lights begin to dim, visitors and locals merge back into the cool, green evening of the city. I didn't expect to feel that way. It was surprisingly peaceful. His experience concludes not with a hard answer, but with a soft emotional resonance. The initial shock dissolves, leaving contemplation. The art did not provide a fact, but a feeling, a gentle surprise that reshaped his inner world. The true surprise is not that different cultures react differently, that is predictable. The real surprise is that the art is not really about the body on display at all. It is, and always has been, about the person who is looking. The sculptures and paintings are not just objects. They are mirrors. They show our relationship to bodies, privacy, shame, beauty. A local might overhear and offer a simple, knowing smile. Their experience is a quiet affirmation, and they too are reflected in that mirror. Calm acceptance reflects culture, education, and a place in a long tradition of seeing. And so, we return to our opening question. Why are visitors shocked while locals barely react? The answer is as simple and profound as a silhouette against a teal wall. We are each a collection of stories, of learned rules and unspoken beliefs. A work of art simply brings those stories into the light. It asks us to look, to feel, and in doing so, to see ourselves. The greatest surprise the gallery offers is not the art on the walls, but the quiet, unexpected glimpse into the landscape of our own hearts.